them in the past. If, for instance, you see people like Anite, Evelyn Anite, I appointed her when she was in her 20s, just out of teenagers. So I will appoint them, I have no problem. But what you should be careful about, don't avoid your responsibility. Because I have told you before, don't confuse biology with ideology. You may be young, but lost in terms of what to do. And the good example were our independence leaders. All those leaders were young people, all of them, independence. Mutesa, 39 years, Obote, 35, Nechon, 28, Kakonge, 26, they were all young people. Wamwaro, what? The only one who was above 40 would have been maybe Nadiope and Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta in Kenya was the one in the 50s. In the whole of East Africa, they were all young people. I remember Rashid Kawawa, when he became Prime Minister of Tanzania, he was 31. But they failed. So, don't concentrate on biology. Because when you say we understand the young, the ones who understand the young people, that means they should understand them correctly. If they say we young people like Arsenal, and then you say because we are young we are watching Arsenal, including our minister Mvubuka, Aruko Arsenal. Nebatamanya nti obugaga bwa wano, nti emirimu giva wano, you are going to be lost. So, don't spend so much time on just biology. Yes, biology is good, but please, ideology is decisive. Because when we were fighting, we were young, but we were fighting young people on the other side. There were young people on the other side, we were young people on the side. So historically speaking, you had to see which side was right. For instance, Kabaka Yeka, which was promoting Bugandaism. Even now, you get in Nkobazambogo, they are not old people. They are young people. But there are people who are saying Buganda is more important than Uganda. And me, I say Uganda is more important than Ankole, than Buganda, than Lango. It is more useful to me. So, if you are young, but disoriented, how would it help you? So young, but oriented. You should add another word. You don't just say young. Mistake makers are young people. And also old people. You get people who make mistakes when they are young. So that's my advice to you. It's good you have raised it. I have talked about it before. Not just biology, but biology and ideology. Okay? Now, PPS, the son of Tamale Mirundi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mzee, for that. I hope we're all taking note of what Mzee is saying. Each one of us, he's talking to you, you, the young people, and the rest of us who are here, escorting you. about...
Like for instance, recently we were somewhere, and Dr. Kia must be somewhere here. He's there, Dr. Kia, who is also a former young person. He asked these young people, which are the 4 sectors where wealth and jobs are found? Nobody knew. Nobody knew. We had an audience like 40 people, 50 people. So I can tell you, whether you are young or ancient or recent or out of date, if you don't answer that question, I'm sorry for you. You are lost. Which are the 4 sectors? You don't know that. This is what I was talking about in the campaign. But they were not bothering. They don't bother to listen. So if you don't, now the other day, Mama and myself, we had. There is a very successful young boy called Basangwa in Busoga, who is doing a very good job with the poultry and eggs. And I was showing his videos during the campaign. Now, apparently, Ugandans in diaspora were watching those videos. Then when they saw how that Basangwa is getting 20 million shillings a day from eggs, the ones in UK, I said, bano balimba. Fe twamanyira obwavu. How can somebody get 20 million shillings a day? Guno gusajja gulimba gwa Museveni.
This is not in Uganda. So
they decided to come and check. They came all the way from UK. They are there in UK, bakola cheyo. Fe wana tukola sente bali wali eri mu cheyo. Sente ziri wano. Bazireka wano. So they came, and they were shocked to find Basangwa in Kamuri earning 20 million shillings a day. So if you don't solve that disorientation, whether you are young or ancient or what, you are lost.
Thank you, Mzee, so much. The third question is from Pamela Ankunda.
Thank you, Mzee, for this opportunity once again, and congratulations on the recent victory at the elections. Mzee and Mama, thank you so much again for overhauling the education system in Uganda, the curriculum. I think we are seeing a better interaction with the students, the learners, and the parents. And thank you also for focusing on the vocational skills that our children are getting. However, my key question is those who graduate from these very many skilling centers that you've put across the country.
Speak loudly.
The very many young children that are graduating from the different vocational schools around the country, the skilling centers around the country that you've put.
From which schools?
Vocational schools.
Yes.
And the skilling centers. Is there particular funding that can be proposed to support them, to support their innovations and their startup ventures?
Yes, there is already a fund. First of all, there is the Innovation Fund in the Ministry of Science and Technology. Then, recently, I started a fund for the graduates of the skilling hubs, my skilling hubs. So those funds can be expanded. And the one of the skilling hubs is district-based. Because we try to put these funds near the people, not very far, not Kampala, not So those funds they are there, but they can be expanded for taking advantage of skills to create wealth and jobs, and for the ones who have got, and that's how the man of Emyoga is actually about that. Emyoga means skills. But again, the problem is that you don't bother to understand and follow up and see how you come in, and even if there are weaknesses, you fight them locally there.
Mama, might you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I'd like to begin by, first of all, thanking all of you, because I think it's very important that we're beginning to have big numbers of young Ugandans who are, first of all, proud of being Ugandan. Seeing you here concerned to have time to speak to the president or listen to him is a blessing for Uganda as a country. Because Africa has failed to develop because it always looks to other countries to develop it, to change it, to fund it, to do things for Africa. That's why you see many of our young people dying on the seas, trying to go abroad to look for jobs. And you know we have jobs here. That's what the president was talking about. Africans have always been so ashamed of being African. So for me, I think we now must begin to celebrate, to see young Ugandans really proud of being Ugandan. That's the first point I wanted to say to you. Because all other things will come from us knowing that Uganda depends on us to develop, to change, to have our own products, to be ourselves. When you see Ugandans trying to have blonde hair, you know there is a problem with a character. Mm-hmm. And I believe, and I know that there are some of you who have changed your hair color to blonde, to brown, to whatever. I just think that I want you to know.
Mama, I would like to, just before you continue, move on from that point, I'd like you to know that the young people here, especially the girls, the ladies, made an effort to really come African this time round for you and Mzee. And when Mzee comes back, we'll tell him, because the last time I think he was a bit sad to see all the the way the young people, their hair and so on, especially the girls. So now to honor you and Mzee, we have really come out as Ugandans. So
I must thank you, honestly, I thank you, and I must say I'm proud of you. That's what I said out of there. Because watching our election campaign this time round, our campaign went the way it did because most Ugandans wanted to make a point that they are proud to be Ugandan.
Amen.
And they wanted their country to remain and to grow and to develop, and they wanted to vote for the government they want themselves and win. And they won, which is something we must be proud of. So, going to the question now, having a new curriculum that you see many people are talking about, that has changed their way of learning. Our young people now enjoy being in school, being in class, asking questions, doing their own projects that say that they enjoy what they are learning and they want to learn and speak for themselves. And teachers are becoming facilitators of education, but not just to feed children like chicken feed their young. Our children now want to ask questions, their own questions. They want to show that they have their own attitude, they have their own opinion.